there, ladies. Claire Luffman here, your business mentor, and coming to you from my home office in Raleigh, North Carolina with your weekly 3 tips in 3 minutes. And today let's talk about how to get more done and feel more peace. Now, as you probably know, what I do is I work with clients one-on-one, mentoring, and I help them get their business up and running. We get an entire profit funnel, marketing plan, keep in touch strategy, offers, getting new clients that are sold into that offer. But a passion of mine is now, how do you do all that in a super streamlined way? I'm all about working part-time hours, and some of my clients are as well. So this is just a passion of mine. How do you get more done? How do you feel more of a sense of peace? So a couple of things. I'm sure you know that I'm a big believer in David Allen's Getting Things Done, and he talks about having one central place where all of your to-dos, he calls them your next actions, right? Those very next steps to take. So this is different than a daily to-do list. Right? This is a place where everything, my personal to-dos, my business to-dos, things to do today, things to do Friday, things to do next week, things to do in 2 weeks. So all of it is here, one central place. So there could be anywhere between 30 to 100 items. Now these are not projects. These are next actions, right? These are call this person, write this, edit this, create the new webinar slides, print out the slide. It's those types of things, those next actions. So you want to have one central way to do that. You can do it in, pen and paper, good old manila folders. You could do it in Excel spreadsheet. I use a system called IQTEL, IQTELL.com, IQTEL. It's built into my email system because a lot of my to-dos are coming from emails, right? So when I see an email and there's a to-do, I can actually use that email and create a to-do on my to-do list. And again, it's called my next actions list. So when it's time for me to work, there's got to be some way to slice and dice that. So I'm not always looking through this list of, let's say, 80 to-dos to figure out, okay, I've got an hour to work now. What should I work on? There's different ways to slice and dice it, but the key is that we have a way to slice and dice it. So for me, I actually work off due date. Due date not being when something's due, but it's when I have designated that I'm going to work on it. And I can do that because I have themes to my days, right? I know that Fridays are going to be the day that a lot of those little administrative things, they don't take much brain power because by the end of the week, I'm a little bit fried. I still want to be productive. So that will happen on that day. Wednesday's more of my project day. So if there are things around moving my 3-month success plan forward, my project day, that's going to be on that day. So that's important. So again, I identify that on my next action is the due date. So when I'm sitting down to work today, I'll click on what's due today, and those will be like the 6 things that I said I was going to go ahead and do today. So that's just a way that it can slice and dice for me. But figure out for you, how do you slice and dice your master list of to-dos? Because the key with any productivity system is when we're working, we want to know, what should I be working on now? Instead of spinning our wheels being like, oh my God, there's so much to work on. What should I work on? Another thing is creating what David Allen calls a someday category. And I've got my someday category in IQTEL. So as I'm creating ideas for my business, right, I'm seeing, oh my gosh, I love what they did here. I would love to think about doing that in my business. I save it in my someday category. And I actually do have different folders, electronic folders in my someday category. One is called ideas for my success plan. So every 3 months I create a new success plan. So I'm going to be creating a new success plan for October, November, and December. And before I do that, I'm going to look at what are all those great ideas I had the last 3 months that I've been storing there, so I get it off of my mind and then I stay focused on what my current 3-month success plan was, right? So I'm not off on all these tangents. So I keep those things there. Someday category, I have a folder for books to read, right? As people give me recommendations, I slide them in there, and anytime I'm looking for new books, I just look through there and I know what to order. I also have a category on ideas. I talked about ideas for business, but I also have my personal ideas, right? Maybe a yoga studio that I wanted to visit, or an organic gardening class I've seen recently. I put there. I'm not ready to do it right now. I'm not ready to make any decisions. So I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that I had that information handy. So someday are things that maybe someday I'd like to do it. I actually even have a training category, a training folder. So as I'm getting training videos and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, I save it for my someday category. I'm not going to watch it right then and there. Most likely, I actually recently, if you've been following me, I went on a learning sabbatical in September. I took a whole week off, and it was all those things that I've been saving. It was a whole week's worth just for me to focus on my own professional development, because I'm all about batching, right? That's an example of taking batching to extreme, a learning sabbatical. I'd like to do that every 3 months, have a learning sabbatical for me. So then all that training category that I've been saving, that someday category, I can look through there and there's plenty of things for me to watch for my learning. So ladies, I hope you see some ways that you can get more done and feel more peace. And I'll talk with you soon. Bye.